There was one little common thing that happened every Sunday morning when you first started the worship service. The preacher would either start it or someone in the congregation would start it. I mentioned it to you before. Someone mentioned it to me last week, and I'll tell you again. Someone says, God is good.
All the time.
All the time.
God is good.
Okay, you remember. That's good. It is a special day that you're here. The fact that you are here has made a difference, not only in this church, but in the world. Maybe it's microscopic, but you have made a change. A change for the good. Or maybe a change not so good. I don't know. See how we get through that. I've spent a lot of time going through the new book, and I think we're going to get a lot of good information out of it.
Don, along with that line, there was something said a long time ago about a butterfly flutters in, say, Brazil. It makes a difference here.
Yeah,
And that with along with what you're saying.
that's true. I think rather than start off, well, I think I will start off with the part in the student book where it says, seeing the need. In the very first sentence there, it says, it's not easy to explain worship to an unbeliever. Why do you go to church? Anyone ever ask you that question? Worship God? Maybe that's what we say. Why do you do that? Charles?
I had a professor one time, and it was in a philosophy class. And the student said, why do you go to church? Do you meet God every Sunday? He said, no. Well, the student said, well, why do you go? He said, well, it's just like fishing. If you go often enough, you're bound to catch something.
I think as I read on down through here too, there's a couple other good insights. Our pastor is really a good preacher. The music is inspiring. Did you ever go to church when there was no music?
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
I went to when I was growing up, both of my grandparents were in Sterling, and one of them went to the Reformed Presbyterian Church and one of them went to the United Presbyterian Church. But in the Reformed Church, they did not have music. Well, they didn't have, they would sing, but they were wonderful singers. But there was no organ or piano. And so they learned more probably singing than most of us do, because they learned to sing the harmony and enjoyed each other's. But it was a wonderful experience.
We had a situation in one church where right after we left, I guess, we were transferred. The pianist and the organist quit. So the next service we went back to at that church, there was a violin and a couple guitars. And that's why they're singing their music. And it worked. The fact is, it's been, 5 years now, and they're still doing it. You never can tell.
It doesn't say anything about the community of believers in here as an answer?
It doesn't say anything about the community of believers. Well,
Does it? That was the question. It was meant to be. I'm I'm sorry. I didn't phrase that well, did I? No?
I like the one where it says our pastor's good.
Yeah.
I learned probably in my early 20s or so, where that's when I first learned really what worship was. We had a pastor, and I said, there's some couple that would really like to join this church because they really like you as a pastor. And he said, well, Helen, if they're joining the church because of me, they got it all wrong.
Yeah. There's another part to that too, is when you go out the doors after the worship service was, and said, well, Pastor, I enjoyed what you said. It was really a good sermon. And then you look them in the eye and say, well, exactly what did you enjoy?
I'll never say that to you again, right?
Good for attendance, right? Okay, I was torn between going through the lesson here and something else that's been bothering me all week long. And I'm just going to turn loose and let this happen and see what does happen. Last week, Bonnie had a question she tried to get answered. And being the nice, quiet person that Bonnie is, she didn't climb up on the table and say, hey, I got a question, you didn't answer it. So I thought I'd start off and let her ask her question again this morning.
What I want to know is, for the coming of Christ, if the chosen ones are taken up already, so they don't have to go through the catastrophes and things like that, who's going to be here for the second coming?
Who wants to answer? Not everybody. Come on, jump up in there.
Well, I think that was the second coming, when everyone is taken up,
Yeah.
or the elect are taken up. And I thought the question that I'm recalling was what happens to those who are not taken up. And the only information I had about that was the fact that the world will return to the formless void that it was before God created it. And so if the world returns to that, there won't be any sustenance here for the remaining rejected people to live off of, so it will die with the world. So they will die with the world.